Z here, and we are doing another alcohol and assholes podcast, or assholes with alcohol. That's what it is. Sorry, as you can tell, I have also imbibed in some alcohol here. Not only am I here with myself, I'm here with my older brother Jordan. Jordan, would you like to say some things?
Hey, I'm back.
Very astute. Oh God, that was more than I thought it was going to be. Yeah, I don't know. No one was even talking about you before, Jordan. So I just brought you back here because I felt bad for you, dude. I felt bad for you. And so, but I am here with some medium quality alcohol. It's called Two Gingers. I have that on the rocks, which means with some ice. Jordan, what do you got over there?
Two gingers
Okay.
with Diet Mountain Dew.
You ruined it? Why did you ruin perfectly good whiskey, Jordan? Why'd you?
Because I'll get ripped to pieces if I don't.
I mean, yeah, sure.
And then I have Lafroig
Oh boy. Ooh boy.
on the rocks.
Isn't that like a $60 bottle right there? Where the fuck did you get a Lafroig?
It was 45.
Oh, it was 45. Did you buy it?
JJ's is pretty cheap.
No, I mean JJ's is fine. Yeah, it's fine here. But
And I don't think our local, spirits and liquor has Lafroig. I didn't see it the last time I checked anyway.
There's a couple places in town that have Lafroig, but we're not talking about alcohol here. We just want to talk about what we are imbibing in tonight, and what we really want to talk about is video games, because that's the thing that I care about, and that's the thing that Jordan cares about. And the thing I want to talk about is something that I have been wanting to talk about for a while, and it would be Jordan. What?
Yes.
Have you ever played a game where you played about 3 or 4 hours and you really wish you'd never fucking touched the game in your entire life? You're like, hey, look, it's too late for me to refund this game, but I really want to refund it because this is a steaming pile of shit. And I'm not talking about the gameplay. I'm not talking about anything else. Also, look, what I'm trying to kind of get at is, when is the correct amount of time for you to invest in a game before you're like, I'm glad I fucking bought this game. This is a great game. Because the thing that I have been recently going with is, every single time I talk shit about a game on Reddit, on 4chan, on absolutely any fucking website ever, there's always one person that's just like, oh, that game's really shit for the first 8 hours. But once you get to 36 hours, oh boy, it feels really good. It's a great game at that point. At what point, how many hours do you think you have to put into a game before you're like, oh, okay, this is a good game? Because in my opinion, I want to start first here, but if I can't get through 2 hours without me constantly sighing, I don't want to play the game. I need something. Like, I agree, there are some down points to a game. There are some boring points. There are some points to a game where you're just like, oh my god, how long has this been going on? 40 minutes? Okay, I gotta keep going. I'll just push through this. It was interesting before, now it's getting dull. I need to go through this. But I'm sick and tired of hearing the excuse that someone's like, oh yeah, you have to just play 4 hours of the game before you get to the good part. It's like, I don't want to dig through 4 hours of shit to get to the good part of the game. I'm so sick of hearing that fucking excuse. I could vomit rainbow-colored unicorns. Jordan, tell me, how long do I need to wait in the game before I get to the good stuff? How many hours, roughly?
I think 2 hours is good. That's a good time.
You think so?
But, I bought Fallout last, whenever December when it was on sale. Fallout 4.
I was about to say the original, because that one's not super
Fallout
great.
4. I've got 101, and that was the last time I played it.
I'm sorry, that you cut out there, Jordan. What was that?
101 minutes is what I played on that game, and it was fun. When you got into it and you got to that abandoned house, you got into your big mech suit. You killed everybody, and then you met that other tribe that walked you to their camp, and during that walk, it was just like, oh fuck, oh god, Alt F4. I was done with the game. It just wasn't. Well, it didn't hold me.
Hold on. I just
enough.
need to know, because I've played Fallout 3 and 4. What mech suit are you talking? You said so an hour.
So
hour 40
you
minutes.
start up in the nice, happy robot butler. You
Yes.
go down and they take your wife, and you wake up and then you go
I mean,
explore.
they don't take your wife, they take your kid. But yeah, I get what you're trying
Sorry.
to say.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
They kill your wife. Your wife's dead already, I think, or something.
Yeah,
I can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah. She's dead. Yeah. Because she was trying to take
Spoilers.
Take the kid back.
Where? Spoilers.
Spoilers for the game that's been out for fucking ever and has literally been on sale for 75% off multiple times on Steam. Yes. If you have never played the game, this is the wrong podcast for you. But go ahead, Jordan.
So after that, it was so exciting because I was like, oh, this is really fun. I love playing this. I love this, and then they grab everybody and say, "Let's go. Got to go down in the bunker. Something's happening."
Right.
And I was like, "Okay, fuck, this is exciting. Yes, let's do this."
Yeah, you see
and
the
then,
explosion. Yep.
You see the explosion. You go down.
They take
you
your
wake
kid.
up midway or something. They take your kid. They take your kid midway. That you see them kill your wife or some shit. I can't remember what happens honestly, but you get out and then you start exploring, and that's fine and everything. You get out to the surface, walk around a little bit. There's this city you go to, and it's housed by a bunch of bandits or rebels or whatever the fuck they call them in that game. And you kill them all, and then there's a big mech suit, right, Zach? There's a mech suit you got to get in. Maybe not. Forget the mech suit, Zach. That's confusing. You don't remember that part?
I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think about it, and it's that's when you're in the city and you have to fight the Death Claw. Right.
Yeah. Yes.
Yep. I got it.
After that was fun too. But then after that, I got out of the mech suit, or I can't remember. And you talk to the black guy who's the leader of the new civilization, whatever. They walk you to their.
He's not
camp.
the leader. He's just a guy who's trying to fight, and that's when you help him set up his new civilization, right?
I should play that game again, but at that point when we were walked forever. It felt like forever we walked. And he's just talking about shit I don't care about.
Oh, you're talking about the exodus to the new city that they're trying to get to.
Yeah.
Right. That was a fucking boring
Oh
scene.
no, you too. So I gotta bite through that. And
You gotta bite through it. You gotta bite through it. It feels better after that. Okay, we can all agree as gamers everywhere. Let's. It doesn't matter what color skin you are, what religion, what left or right. We can all hold hands together, look each other in the eyes, and say escort missions are fucking retarded. Escort missions suck. Can we just talk about escort missions for a little bit? Because I can't remember what Resident Evil it was, but oh my god. I think it was 4. I think it was Resident Evil 4. It was like 3 or 4 or something like that. But you had to guide some bitch to other play. Like I couldn't finish the game because I was so bored of it. But it's like, hey, there's zombies over here. Go jump in that garbage bin over there. And then she goes in the garbage bin and you fight them and everything else like that. And you come back later and you get the garbage bin. And you do that over and over. And it's like, I am so sick of your face. I'm sick of hearing you say, okay, will do. Okay, it's like, oh, shut up. I'm so sick of you. And that's
I had the same thing.
And that's I agree, because when I first started playing Fallout 4, I saw that and I'm like, how fucking far do we need to go? Because if I can remember correctly, they're like, we need someone to guide us. We need someone to guide us over to our new home. We gotta go and get to this new home, but we need someone strong like you to come and guide us. And it's like, oh, okay, I'll guide you. Hopefully there's like 13 death claws on the way. No, if I can remember correctly, there was fucking mole rats and a couple of
it's nothing on the way that's like, oh fuck me.
Nothing huge.
I gotta save these guys.
It's like, okay, so
over there. Yeah,
so this is literally me just chasing the entire team. Like I just can't stand escort missions.
And I should have assumed that was just an escort mission.
Well, yeah. Whenever someone says, "Can you guide us to blank blank blank?" It's like automatically say no. No matter what game you're doing, it's an escort mission. Don't fucking do it. Game developers who might listen to this really fucking small channel and hear this podcast, don't put fucking escort missions in because it's awful. They're terrible. They're
too randomized. There's too many things that the player can do because that's the problem with WoW. When you started, someone was, I'm hurt on the road. You got please, I'm down. There's a city down the road. Ah! And then they get up and they walk. And then spiders come and attack them, and then they stop.
Level 2 spiders come and attack them.
And then you go kill the spiders, and then they stay there, and they don't move for 5 hours. And then they move, you know?
And you're level 31, and you're like, okay, one hit. Okay, one hit. Okay. And then you just kind of walk with them. And
as a developer, I know I wouldn't even attempt to do that kind of quest because there's too many variables. There's too many it's too many stuff that the stupid player can do. He can go fuck off and leave the guy here to rot and die by the spiders that are attacking him in the street, or he could, blow him up right away because he's 14,000 levels higher. And the guy stands, it's just too much stuff, and I don't like him. They're not fun. There's nothing engaging about a fucking escort quest in any game I've played. None of them.
I'm not gonna say about the variable thing. I just think it's a really shitty gameplay idea. I really do. I just think, guide this person over here. Okay, what do I gotta do? Nothing. You just gotta guide our fucking retarded AI over here. Well, what if he stops walking because of a glitch? Start it all over again. It's like, oh,
yes, that's what you gotta do.
Bitch, are you kidding me?
That's the problem with them. It's gotta be on that one path, and if it's not there, start over. Drop the quest, do it again.
Yep, that's
the problem with. Yes, that was the problem with Fallout 4 for me. Although nothing glitched out. It's just like, oh fuck me, dude. It felt like 10 hours I was in that game walking. And just a little caveat before we keep moving on here, but Fallout 76, there was like 5 missions when I was playing that game. There was like 5 missions was, hey, protect this guy. But on Fallout 76, they don't realize that people play solo, and they come at him from like 15 different directions. It was awful. It was just like, hey, look, there's a bunch of mole rats over here, but there's a sniper up there too. Get your friends to go over there and take care of that sniper. It's like, I don't got no friends, dude. Well, you can always go back and try it again. It's like, oh, fuck you. But I want to continue on and just kind of open up the dialogue a little bit more by saying, look, I realize that there are some games that are focused on grind. Okay, I get it. Let's talk about like RuneScape, like you like, Jordan, and World of Warcraft, like you like. And for someone like me who doesn't like those games, what is the point of spending 13 hours on a game like that, whereas something like Wolfenstein or Doom or something like that, where there's constant action for like 13 hours and that's the maximum amount of fun that you can have? What's the difference between that, that direct action, direct fun, direct dopamine to the fucking brain, and then the 186 hours you can have with RuneScape, with World of Warcraft, anything that's super grindy to the nth degree? Why would you want that besides this fast-paced 13 hours of fun? I don't, because for me, if $11 a month is giving me however many hours are in 30 days. I have no idea. A lot more hours than I would get in a $60 retail game for a story. Usually the story doesn't blow my mind. Sometimes it does. Not all the time. And I'm never the first person in line to go buy a possible story. What would be a game that you think would be so great of a story that you're glad you bought $60? Infinite. BioShock Infinite.
Any other one?
Subnautica. I would have bought that retail price because delicious.
Well, that wasn't 60. I think that was $30.
No, it was 60. Yeah, but I don't play many of those games because I don't want to risk wasting my money on doing that kind of bullshit.
And I can respect that. I can respect that because this is why I wanted to talk about this subject, because it could break apart into multiple subjects. Because guess what else looked really fucking good when it first came out? Well, guess what marketed as a fantastic looking horror game? Guess, Jordan.
Give me a hint.
I hate the game. I hate the game with all my heart and soul.
Gone Home.
Yeah! That would be it! Yeah. Gone Home was marketed as a horror game. Spoiler alert for anyone who wants to try this piece of shit, fucking awful, god-awful, piece of shit, the developers should lose their fucking jobs game. The game was not a horror game. It had jump scares. The atmosphere was very great, okay? Whoever developed the game, they did a good job. There was creaky floorboards. You could hear the wind from outside. You came home after being, I don't know, I think you were maybe in the Army or the Navy or something like that. And you came home on leave to see a house that was empty. Nobody was home. Your parents weren't home. Your younger sister wasn't home. What the fuck happened? Awesome. Great. I love it. You walk around and you pick up pamphlets. You pick up little pieces of paper. You pick up little here and there, and it looks like it's fucking creepy. Something huge happened. There's a ghost in the house, and your uncle told you about the ghost. And while you're walking through a hidden door in the attic, fucking creepy, written all over that, by the way, you go up, and then a light fucking bursts out under you, and you're like, oh, here comes the ghost. Here comes the... Nothing. Okay, well, maybe I just don't need to go anywhere. And the entire time you're collecting these notes, and you're listening to fucking awful music, the worst music I've ever heard in my entire fucking life. And then by the very end, you find out that your sister turned lesbian, your mom and dad were having marital problems, so they went off to go swim on a boat somewhere, and you came home to when everyone was just gone. And there was nothing good about the game. It was not a horror game. It was like it was an exploration game, and it talked about a lesbian opening up to herself and your mom and dad gone. But that's not what they fucking advertised it as. Look at any trailer that you ever saw for Gone Home, and it was a very scary feel. And
how many games today are advertising themselves as what they're not? You know, not what they actually are.
I mean, yeah.
I think it's always been a thing. It's just like it's getting worse and worse now. But compare that to like Outlast. Outlast was fucking scary.
Outlast was great. Was a scary game. Loved Outlast. That was
environment. Everything about that game scared the F out of me. And jump scares were there, yeah. But it was the like. It's just like I don't want to go around this corner because I don't feel like it. Okay? And I'll get someone's gonna jump out and kill me if I go around. I don't want, that's a good game. You know that it's what was that game we played at your place?
Which one?
With the invisible guy in the water.
Oh, Amnesia. Amnesia was
that's another scary game with the environment only scary game. And jump scares too, but
no, I want to stop you there.
Horrendously scary game.
I want to stop you there. Very, very good. Because it was something like you didn't want to look the monster in the face. You had no idea what he looked like unless you purposely ran up to him because you heard the roar, your entire vision got blurred, and you ran for the nearest thing. It's not about what jumps out at you from the dark. It's about what scares you without actually having to see it. Every single time, like, yeah, sure, I agree. Outlast, both 1 and 2. I played both of them, and I loved both of them.
2 was weird as fuck, but yeah. 1 is really...
Well,
2 was weird, man.
1 was more of just, look at these scary monsters that were created by science.
Yeah, but 2 can't be that...
Well, 2 was more of a outback, redneck... These guys are just all fucked up because of years. It gave me that
really weird feeling in my stomach.
Right.
Feel right.
Right. So like, but both of them are good, and yes, both of them had jump scares. I agree to that, but they weren't jump scares. It was like I know somebody's around here. Yes. I know something's gonna happen. I'm gonna keep moving along, and there it is. Fuck. Mm-hmm. God, that fucking scared me because anything. This goes to movies and as well as video games. Jump scares are the cheapest way of scaring you. It really is. Like, it's one of those type of things where it's just like, all you got to do is make sure to keep it quiet, keep it atmospheric, keep people lulled into a sense of security, and then immediately jump out and scare them. That's all it is. It's not scaring, it's surprising. Now, when you have a jump scare, but it's also attached to a lot of different other things that would increase the jump scare, then it's an actual horror element. It's a horror environment because you're like, I'm already fucking terrified because something's happening. I can hear it, I can feel it around me, but I don't know what it is.
Yes.
But when it's like quiet and you hear like somebody walking, it's your own footsteps, and then right. And then at that point, it's like, that's a jump scare. That's a cheap jump scare, and fuck you for doing that to me. But when you have everything else around you, the things that happen 5 minutes before, 10 minutes before, and you're like, I know something's fucking happening. I know it's going to happen. When is it going to happen? There's a preset, there's an actual setup of the jump scare, and then the actual jump scare. Okay? That is when it's preferred. That's when it's preferential, because you know something's going to happen. It's not something that you're just walking around in the dark and something jumps out and scares you. So, I have no idea where we got the jump scares. This is why it's called assholes with alcohol, because it's like we just went all over the place. But
we were talking about Fallout 4.
Well, it doesn't really matter.
I don't know what happened after that, though.
We were initially talking about just the idea of how long does it take for somebody to enjoy a game, because I'm just sick of the idea of people saying, yeah, that Final Fantasy, yeah, sure, it was really boring for the first 6 hours, but once you got past that 6 hour point, it's fantastic. And I really cannot stand it. I just can't. I hate that idea. I hate people saying that. I hate people just fucking using that as an excuse. No, what you gotta do is you gotta come with me at something. Yeah, sure, there's dull parts. But you know what you gotta fill up those dull parts with? You gotta fill up those dull parts with world building. You gotta fill up those dull parts with backstories to your main characters or your side characters or something interesting. You can't just say, no, you have to sit through all this bullshit for literally hours before you get to the good stuff. And I can't stand it. I just can't stand it. Jordan, your final point on this before we go on.
There's good and bad to it, because like for a retail game, console game, PC game, because I bought Red Dead Redemption 2 on the Xbox. I hate playing games on the Xbox, but the intro to it was really fun. It was the whole game was fun, but the intro really kept me going. It was, I don't want to tell you. I mean, I'll tell you.
Yeah, I'm waiting for it to come out on PC because I really want to buy that game.
Going back, so I'm telling you. So like Red Dead Redemption, it's really fun. You'll love the game whenever it comes on PC. I'll buy it again when it's on PC because I just think gaming's more fun and enjoyable on a PC than Xbox.
Me too. PC Master Race. PC Master Race.
I agree. But like RuneScape and WoW has a deep history. Quests don't really. I mean, they do eventually dive into that. But majority of those quests are, hey, go give me 10 boar hides and 10 cows udders and
fetch
all that kind of bullshit. Yeah, fetch quests. It's not fun. That's not good gameplay.
If I could just kind of step in, I don't play much of these games. Like I said, I've said this many times for anyone who listens to me a lot. I don't play a lot of grindy games because I just don't like grind. I really don't. And I can understand where Jordan's coming from. Jordan has a preset of this entire thing of if I grind through this, it's going to get better near the end game. But I never grew up with that here. So I guess what we are going to say, a conglomeration of both ideas, is if you know the game's going to be grindy, aka World of Warcraft, RuneScape, Anthem, anything that you need to put 60 plus hours into, it's a crapshoot on if it could be a good thing. Like if the lore is really interesting and the characters are really fun to be with, then that's great. But the thing that really sucks for me is if I spend those 60 hours and the entire game is a flop, then it really pisses me off. Like, I hear that the most recent Battle of Azeroth has just been a crapshoot so far.
It sucks ass. I hate that game.
God,
I hate that game. Oh,
that's really depressing to hear because
don't bring it up to me. It makes me incredibly.
All right, that would be okay. How about here's the thing. Next podcast we'll talk about all the games that really piss us off.
Yeah,
that could be your thing. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
How about all the games that we were so hyped for, and then eventually when we played them, they're like,
or not even played them, but something else happened, and then that's a good idea, Jordan. Okay.
Yeah, that too. Yeah,
exactly.
Anytime we were excited for a game and we got disappointed into the ground,
exactly,
into the center of the earth, we're so sad that we're lower than the mantle of the earth because we're so sad that I wanted to play that game. I wanted to love this game, and you ruined it for me.
Don't
Thanks
don't
a lot,
just,
Blizzard.
Yeah, no.
Thanks a lot, Blizzard.
And that's not
Activision.
just Blizzard for me. Okay, we gotta step away from this because it's gonna make me want to talk about 3 games right now, and I really want to. Look,
Next
I
time.
don't want to
Next
make.
time.
Yeah, I don't want to make these podcasts more than like an hour and a half long. Okay, so that would push us way over because I want to also talk about another main thing here. So to close in on this whole, how long does it take for a game? For you to be interested enough in a game to put a lot of hours into it, I from what it sounds like is that you need to be cognizant of what kind of game it is. Am I wrong on that? Like if you know it's going to be a grindy game, you know you're going to have to put the time into it. Maybe look at the forums, look at Reddit, look at anything else, so you can see other people. Oh no.
Yes and no.
Okay.
Subnautica was literally the first kind of exploration horror because this is your bag, you know.
Oh yeah, I love Subnautica.
There's a new horror survival game out there. I'm all for it, you know.
Yep.
No matter what the price. And then that was my first one. I was like, I don't really give a fuck about trying to make myself survive, eating what I need to.
I love survival games. Anyone on my channel knows that.
I didn't like them. But after playing Subnautica, I want to find out what other games like that are out there. The Forest is one of them, I guess.
Very good. Very good.
The Island or the Rift or the Raft or
the Raft. The Raft's okay. It's not.
Raft is a survival one.
I would pass it a little bit longer. Like it's very new still. It doesn't have a lot of stuff to it. The Long Dark is probably one of my favorites.
The Long Dark, yes. And do all those have the same kind of elements? So you don't get a lot of story with Subnautica at the beginning. With you wake up and you're like, oh fuck, we're in a crash ship. We're going down to this fucking planet. I don't know what happened to the main ship, but we're going. All
right.
And then you boot up your little thing, and then you're like, okay, we can breathe here. We can fly. Let's go. And then we dive into the water and you explore. That's you explore. You can do what you want. You don't got to follow no story. You can go, cut some fish to. Kill them and eat them, or you can go cut this thing, or you can do whatever you want.
So
that's the point of it, right?
So
that's the point of survivals.
So if you want to know an expert survivalist gamer like I am,
that's you.
Forest has a very, very loose story to it. Very loose. You crash your plane, your kid gets kidnapped by a bunch of people who eat people. They're cannibals. The cannibals of the island, and you have to go all around the island to find clues to find your kid, but it's very loose. The Long Dark is something that you can go into an actual single-player campaign, but you don't need to. You could do sandbox, or you could do challenges, which I really like about that game. Like, one of the challenges is you get mauled by a bear, and you need to survive from the bear mauling, which is really hard, and then you need to chase down the bear and hit it with a flare gun to scare it away or to kill it. I've never finished it, but there's challenges you can do. So that one is a little bit more in the road because you can go straight for the single player option, which it's an okay one. It's not super
Compare all the single player experiences, straight up, story mode only, to Subnautica. Which one's better? Out of all the survival games you've played. And you haven't played all that deep into Subnautica, I think, right?
I have. I've gotten to the point where I knew that there was aliens, but I couldn't figure out what to do afterwards. So yeah, I might not be that far into it. The Forest. The Forest is probably from Subnautica what you would do because you're just running around entire forest.
It's not like a game where you gotta count calories and say, oh, this apple's.
No, you just have to eat. You have to eat and drink clean water. So I mean,
same thing as Subnautica. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
but
that sounds fun.
It's not as pretty as Subnautica because Subnautica.
It doesn't gotta be pretty, but is it like sometimes you're like, oh, I'm in the dark. I'm in the middle of nowhere with no light. I could be fucked here. Is it that kind of scary?
Well, yeah, and well, you'd be chopping down a tree, and the noise would attract the crazies near you. So you'd be in the middle of chopping, and the crazies would start to attack you, and they climb up trees and they fall down from trees and everything.
Yes.
It's good.
Yes.
It's good. It's a good game. I would suggest that. I would suggest any
Yes,
horror
that's
game.
what I want. Yes, I need more games like that. I'm sure there's a ton of them out there.
Oh yeah,
But
yeah.
how about that one that you like wake up in hell and you hated it, and I looked
Agony. Agony was.
I want to. It looks so
Oh
fucking
my
good.
God, it's so bad. It's so dark
Alright,
you can't
come on.
figure out where
That's
the
not
fuck
survival
you are.
game. That's a story. That's a story. That's a story game. It's like
No,
Bioshock.
it's the gameplay. It's the gameplay. Because you can't figure out where the fuck you are. You literally, like, they give you a hint thing where you press it, but you can only use it a certain amount of times throughout each checkpoint. So if you spam it a lot because it's so fucking dark and you can't see where the fuck you are, then you're just literally running around like, I have no idea where I have no idea where I'm supposed to go. No idea. No idea, and it looks ugly. The graphics are gross. There was an orgy scene that you fell down. It was in the middle of like a demon orgy, and it looks like they're just dry rubbing up against each other like a bunch of virgins on couch like ottomans or something like that.
I'm down with that.
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. It was really bad.
I mean, if it's free, I'll probably pick it up sometime.
Probably never going to be free. Those guys are trying to get as much money as they can. All right. We're separating from that. I want to get to the second main thing. We keep going off on different tangents, and I just want to get this next one in here.
Okay, I'm ready.
Epic.
I'm ready, Daddy.
The Epic Store. Yeah. What do you think? Because anyone who doesn't know, Epic. The Epic Game Store, the people who were brilliant enough to bring us fucking Fortnite, the worst cancer on the world since, actual cancer, are pretty much. Hold on. I gotta introduce this because I got a gripe here. So, the Epic Store, scumbags who brought us Fortnite, and Steam are kind of clashing against each other. Epic has a better deal for developers because they offer them more money, a better percentage of, hey, Steam's going to charge you 30% or 40% for your game, so 40, 60%, and then we're only going to do like a 20, 80%. So of course, they're all going to go over there, but the thing that I'm really pissed about, and anyone who knows this, because I put out like 4 videos talking about this because the whole thing was pissing me off. I was happy that Epic put out something else. I was happy because guess what? That means that Steam would have to adapt. They would have to overcome, yes. They would have to update their things and pay a little bit more towards the developers. And I feel like they deserve it. Not quite the publishers. Fuck publishers and fuck everything that they do. I wish developers would make enough money that they would be able to do whatever they wanted to do, but that's neither here nor there. But the way that I'm really pissed off about it is when they started doing really scummy business tactics. When they said, look, we own this game. We will always own this game. Or not always, but like for a year. But we will own it for this entire year. So you have to come to us if you want to play that day one. You can't go to any other one. If they would have came out and said, look, we're going to give the game out to all platforms. All open platforms, at least. Obviously, Rage 2 is not going to give it to the Origin platform because that's fucking retarded. But they're like, hey, there's a couple neutral platforms out here. We're going to give it to everyone. And then let's see what they want. If we have a better platform with better the better GUI, it's a more user-friendly system that we have here, and we're going to treat the developers better, then we're obviously going to get people to come to our side faster. But they didn't do that. What they said was, here's $5 million, your game is now ours for a year. And I find that disgusting. I find that fucking repugnant, and I can't stand it. It makes me never want to do anything. Even if I pay $40 for a $60 game that used to be on Steam, I will still pay that $60 after that year. I don't care what the fuck. And a lot of people are going to say it's Stockholm Syndrome, it's a monopoly. No, guess what? If you want to come to the market, that's fine. Bring your money to the market, bring your better ideas to the market, and then obviously you will win because you have the better ideas. You can't come to the market with a half-finished fucking platform or a launcher, I should say. I should have said launcher this entire time, but whatever. You can't come to the market
with platform.
Whatever. Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm just gonna say launcher to cover my ass. But you can't come to the open market with a half-finished launcher and then just start taking titles left and fucking right, because that is a scumbag way to do. You win through meritocracy, mediocrity. Fuck, meritocracy. You win through that. You don't win because you have the most money and you put your fucking gold dick on the table and say, guess what you're gonna get. I'm so fucking mad. Okay, go ahead.
Yes and no. Yes and no.
Okay.
I they have the money, they can do whatever the fuck they want, but I think if they would have just kept, because they're taking 12% total out of the games they host on their, which
something
is
like that, like 15 or 20 or something.
It's half as much as Steam is. They're taking 30%, I think.
I think it's more than that. I think it's 40.
It's
I think it's 30.
Amount.
Yeah, I think it's 30. Yeah.
30% out of all profits go to Steam for hosting the game. That's nuts. I think that is ridiculous. I think that should be revisited. I know they're making, but come on, Valve, you joking me here? It's a fucking joke. You got enough money now. I think you can lower that. They're gonna have to now. They're gonna have to do something to fucking compete with Epic. Otherwise, they're gonna snag all of their new business is gonna go to Epic because they make more money off of that platform. And I'm glad Epic was out there to knock Steam off of their throne. And competition's good. They're doing it really scumbagly because.
Is that a real word? I need to look that up. Excuse me.
Yes, it is.
I need to Wikipedia that. Scumbagly.
Yes, it is.
It's there. I don't know what to tell you.
See? And the definition of that scumbagly is, say, Epic is, buying 1-year licenses to only, specific games. And I know you're pissed off about this because you wanted to play that one game. I don't give a fuck about that, really.
Look.
As a whole, I think it's a dirtbag thing to do.
They
would have made business. I think eventually, over 5-10 years, they would have eventually converted a majority of new indie developers and AAA titles over onto the Epic Store just by that price point of 12% versus 30%. That would have brought business, but they're greedy. I think they're greedy.
Here's the thing. They're doing things. They're doing things fast. They're doing things quick, and they're doing things effectively right now because they know that Steam is going to readjust. Steam has what Steam has right now, and I know a lot of people are going to be saying, well, Zach, you believe in capitalism, you believe this, that, and the other thing. And I do. But the thing is, when you start bringing scummy business tactics to the platforms, then everything just goes wonky. Because here's the thing. People like Steam. I like Steam. I like the program. The program works really well. They out of the through all of the years, they have implemented things that have either helped the launcher or didn't really do as much damage. Like I'm gonna say this again: the achievements. I don't give a shit about achievements on Steam. I don't care. But guess what? All they do is little bling. Like that's all they do at the very bottom. It's like, oh, I got an achievement. Okay, whatever. I don't really fucking care. But it's one of those type of things where they have cultivated an audience. They have cultivated loyalty. They have cultivated so much shit over the years. And then Epic's going to come in here and say, fuck that. Fuck that loyalty. No, you come over to us if you want it right away. And yes, I did want Outer Worlds. I wanted Outer Worlds as the thing, yeah. As the game I most wanted to fucking have. I have no problem. I'm not denying that, okay? But at the same time, I will not buy it on Epic. I won't. I will wait an entire year or I will pirate the game. And that's another thing that I don't like saying. I don't like saying that people will pirate from a game that I really want to do well. I'm really upset about saying that. But at the same time, when push comes to shove, and this goes with anything out there, when push comes to shove, people will shove back. They always will do that. So you're gonna take away the game that we want? Fine. We'll do illicit things to get it.
It's so funny. Look at the comments on that, and they're like, "Oh, I guess I gotta wait a year to to clean out this game cache I got, this pending
Yep.
game list I got to do, or I guess, Yar, pulling her some booty, saying they're gonna pirate the goddamn game.
Yep. And there was
And I'm
think,
curious I want to know the stats on how many people are gonna fucking actually pirate that game rather than.
well,
than,
there was when I was looking at the tweet that they said that they're going to go to Epic. Do you know the old man meme where the guy's like shrugging with a red shirt on and he's like an old guy? There was a guy who photoshopped off his hand and put like a pirate claw and put an eye patch and a pirate hat on him. He says, "Oh well, I guess I'll pirate it." And it's like, that's what's going to happen.
Yes.
That's what's going. And I don't want to pirate
don't
you.
they know that?
Obsidian.
I mean, it's just like, I don't understand it.
Obsidian, I don't want to pirate you because I understand what you're doing. Hell, I might even buy the game day one, but only on the fucking because they're coming out with it on the Windows Store. So I might bite on that. The Windows Store is trash. It's fucking garbage.
Oh
But
god.
but guess what? It isn't. It is
not
not.
Epic Store.
It's not Epic. It's not Epic who grabs up games like a greedy horde guzzling down cocks. It's not a fucking store that has spyware on it. It's not a store that has a bunch of shady shit on it. So guess what I'm going to do? I would much rather navigate through that shit. I will buy it on Windows and then I will buy it on Steam when it comes out again because I'm sure it's going to be at a lower price because it's been out for a year. But guess what? That's how much I love Steam. If I want to buy it day one and I want to play it day one, I'm going to buy it on Steam. I want to buy it on Windows because fuck you. Okay, Epic? Fuck you and your fucking greedy tactics. Fuck you for getting 25 different titles, including Metro, a game that I really wanted to play. And fuck you for taking out Outer Worlds, okay? Just fuck you, okay? So what I'm going to do is if I really want to play the game, I'm not sure if I want to give like that money directly to Windows, but of course, since Obsidian is bought by Windows, they might get a higher percentage of it, in which case I want to give them that. Because I'm not mad at the developers, because the developers thought they were going to be giving it to Steam because they put it on there like 6 months before the game actually came out saying it's going to be on Steam. And then fucking like a month ago, you switched it over to Epic only. So I know that that's mostly due to the publisher or Windows or something like that. Obsidian, I'm not mad at you. I really want to believe that you're not the one who said, we want that money, we want that cash. I really hope you're not the one. Obviously, I don't know. But Epic Store as a whole, I don't fucking care about what the CEO says, saying that this is better for all games because it's correcting shit that's been going wrong with the system forever. You could have proven that without doing this scummy shit.
Yeah.
You could have proven that easily without doing this scummy shit. But guess what? Now that you're doing this, you have fucking made an enemy of me right now. I'm not going to set fire to your headquarters, but I'm going to be fucking mad and I will make video after video. Who knows if they're going to get big or not? Fuck that. I don't really care if they're going to get big or not. I'm going to fucking be all up in your colon all the time because you are a scumbag company that I wish would just go into fucking bankruptcy. Ouch! Oh my god, my body is rejecting my rants because I haven't been drinking alcohol in a while. Hold on a second.
The problem, they could have just advertised at 12%. That's it. It would have taken a while, but it would have eventually. You would have eventually either had Steam follow up, which isn't a win for them either, because Steam would have said, we'll match 12%, and then everybody would stay back on Steam, and you're still in the dust, losing money. But they are 28% or 12%, I don't know what the fuck it is, math. A fuck ton lower than Steam. That would make any indie developer say, yes, there's more people on Steam, but I make more money on Epic, and Epic is getting more people more lately than Steam. I'll go on Epic. Unless there's a contingency. I don't know why you can't be on both. You might be able to be on both. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, you are able to. There's been multiple games.
Yeah, then I don't understand the big difference here because, I would Epic would have eventually, unless Steam wants to play ball, which I don't know if they're going to, I did hear they're trying to make some like brain scan thing to find you the best games that you want to play. I don't fuck. I heard. Did you hear that, Zach?
Brain scan? What?
There's some I don't know even know what it is. It's like they're gonna scan the user's brain, which I'm not interested in. Honestly, I don't give a fuck.
Have you been listening to Alex Jones or like?
No, I'm not. I swear to God,
I've never heard of it.
God, it's a real thing. I'll have to find it. I'll find it in the video. But yeah, they said they were gonna scan people's brains and then off of. And I don't think we're there. Technology's not even there yet. I don't think. But
I mean, there is brain scanning, but
yeah, but not like connecting to neurons saying. Oh, this guy wants to play Subnautica.
I mean, if someone wants to spend $800 on the little headset that they have there that scans your brain, then yeah. But I don't know too many people who would be like, yeah, sure, go ahead and scan every single part of my brain, no problem.
Shit.
Is this Steam or is this Epic?
This is Steam.
Oh,
I heard it. I don't know who I heard it from.
I hope they don't do that. That seems like it. Not only a minor invasion of privacy, but a major one. There's no way.
I know exactly.
Way that you can scan a brain without putting those little fucking things on the side of your head.
I can't answer it for you. I know. I agree. It's fucking weird. I don't understand it. I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't sign up for it. But that's not the right move for Steam if that's their fucking move.
No, I agree. And then I'm okay with
unless they're going to send out brain scanners to everybody that's a member of Steam. No, because it's expensive and they got to lower their price point. They have to figure out. They have to. And Gabe's sitting on his fucking throne, and like, no one's going to knock us off our throne. And then Epic comes in with the lower price point, which is delicious.
I am fine with that. Yeah, like I said, when they
I'm fine with that too. Yeah, they needed to soak the market. They need to absorb the market, not snag big, humongous titles that people are.
When they first came out, delicious. That's exactly what I said. I said, it's annoying. I said, okay, this is going to help out because this is definitely going to get more developers over there willingly. They're going to say, okay, we're going to put it over there, and guess what? I know that the big boys on the big mountains with their cigars and bathing themselves in money drenched in fucking high quality scotch or something like that. All of these people know that, hey, if we lower the price, there will be some customers that would be like, well, Epic does treat them better and I really like this company. So I'm going to buy through Epic because they might have a better interface and a better GUI than Steam does. It's doubtful because Steam's been doing this for fucking decades. Mm-hmm. But it's like, you know what? I'm willing to deal with a shitty GUI if I could give more money to the developer. Because I would do that. If Bethesda said, I'm giving it to Steam and I'm giving it to Epic, I would have a dilemma. I would have to be like, ooh, do I want to give more money to Bethesda or do I want to give my money to Steam? Because Steam has been really good for me all my years. And Bethesda's been doing really great with me, besides Fallout 76, for years as well. And, I would love to know which one to give my money to. Then I would have an actual dilemma. But guess what? When they say, nope, that game is ours, then I'm like, well, I'm going to go to Steam. No matter what then, because you're being a cockhead. Like, that's the thing. And I think that's a good part to stop at right there. I don't know anything else. I feel like we did... I feel like we went way longer than I thought we were going to, because we went to fucking every other topic in existence, which is not surprising. New? Yeah, it's not surprising. No, so next podcast, we're going to definitely have to talk about games that we hate. Games that we hate and why we hate them. And yours is probably going to be... We just talked about it. Come on. We talked about it during the podcast. Come on, dude.
Fallout 4, but I don't know if I hate it yet.
Well, no, we didn't. No, you didn't say that you hated that game.
Oh, I could talk about WoW.
Yeah, there we go. So we'll talk about that, and I have a handful of games I would like to bitch about here too. So, but for right now, we would like to say thank you for sitting in through this hour-long podcast, maybe even a little bit more. I haven't been paying attention, but cheers! Thank you very much for joining along. I guess you could subscribe or like or dislike it. It really doesn't fucking matter to us.
Just dislike it. Hey, let's do a mass dislike to make sure that people aren't out there with a bunch of bots.
Oof, Jordan. Oof. You're really helping me out here. Oof. You got anything to say, Jordan, before we wrap it up?
LaFrog is really good. You guys should pick it up when you got a chance. It's $45.
Oh, you didn't tell me when you tried it. You
It's
told me you were gonna
it's
try
really
it.
good. It's you guys should, if you're of age, don't bother. Don't just, ignore this message if you're under 21.
But if
in the
you're
US,
above
or
21, what do you
18,
want to
or-
say?
Hey, if you're above 21, hey.
In the United States, I mean, I think
In
it's
the
like
United
14.
States,
and-
let's hang out sometime. I'll get a nice cigar. You get your nice, you bring the scotch, I'll bring the cigars. We can make it a fun night. We'll go sit out sometime in the nice, summer breeze. Zach, I know you want to do this. You like smoking
I
cigars.
do, but I'm waiting for one person in the comment section to say, "Yeah, sure. I live in Florida." It's like,
All
I'm
right,
not
Zach,
going down there.
road trip to Florida, Zach.
No. Cheers, everyone. Thank you very much for listening.
Cheers, mates.